right. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Great. All right. So, talk a little bit about your experience. You've got a really great, vast resume. You've got lots of different experience here. All of it really surrounding with support, admin type role, customer service. You've got a little bookkeeping. You got some data entry, some HR, admin experience. So what I'd like to talk a little bit about first is kind of start at the beginning here. So you were admin coordinator for Department of Health and Environmental in South Carolina. You said you were there about 25 years?
I was there 25 years, yes.
Okay. And that's where you did a lot of those things I just mentioned.
Correct. The last 7 years I was with them, I was the HR coordinator for them. Well, I was the admin coordinator, but I handled all their HR functions, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And then we talked a little bit about what happened there. So that you had really great tenure there. Then you moved here to, was it care for someone or moved?
Yes, my sister.
Okay. So you moved from South Carolina to Florida, care for a family member. And then you did HR for a resort in Ormond?
Maverick Resort, yes. I was the assistant to the manager there and handled all the hiring, I-9s, all of that, managing their files, worked with basically anything the manager wanted me to do. I was on the board for the resort as their secretary. I was the secretary of the board.
Okay. I've never heard of Maverick. It's still there?
Yep, sure is.
Okay. All right. And then from there, you were just telling me that was that when you went to work with the law firm?
Yeah, actually, I worked for the law firm just before them.
Oh,
and
okay.
I did maintaining of their case files, their calls, handled incoming clients, and assisted the lawyers with their files, maintained and monitored their files for them as well, organizing, getting them ready for their cases and so forth.
Okay. And then it looks like you had a few positions in between there. You were with Charter, Florida Healthcare, and Spectrum over, what is that, like 6-7 year period. And then you've been at DaVita for the last 3 years?
Yes, I was with DaVita for 3 years. I was actually hired as a customer support agent. The company designed their own software program to dove out to their facilities nationwide. And I learned the program well enough that they actually asked me to travel for 14 months and train the local facilities on the new computer software program.
Okay, great. Tell me a little bit about what you learned at that job. Like, what was the main duty? Like, what were you doing on a day-to-day basis?
Starting out, it was just taking calls from nurses. I would have to look up medical information as far as labs and so forth. And then, like I say, when they came up the new computer program, they allowed us to take it upon ourselves to learn what we wanted on the system. And I love computers, so I basically took it and ran with it. They were impressed, and they liked the fact that I was learning it as well as I did. So I traveled for 14 months. I was in 4 different states every week. I would go to the facilities. I would train the facilities on the new software program and how it processed. And it was more about patients, labs. And then, of course, I had to deal with billing, of course, from the facilities that part of the system was a billing system. So I would have to deal with in those situations. HR was also included in that. So I would have to deal with the HR specialist in each facility and show them how the program worked and how they could access it and get their specific reports and be able to track and maintain their employees through the system.
Okay. And so, of course, this is super important. So this position was eliminated back in July.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. They downsized. Yes.
They downsized. Okay. And so now you're just looking for your next home, next position.
I'm looking for a solid home I can land my feet on. Correct.
Okay, great. Do you have anything planned in the next, let's say, few months, vacations, time off that you'd need?
Absolutely none.
Okay. Are you available to work Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5?
I certainly am.
Okay. And in the past, have you ever had any attendance issues at work?
Absolutely none.
Okay, great. All right, Jason, I'm going to stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. Got a few more things to talk about. Thank
No,
you.